we've had rock claps in response, like tree knocks and that kind of thing, and we've actually responded.
Okay.
I'm down for it.
Step a little closer.
Okay.
Perfect. So tell us what you do and where you spend time.
So my husband and I, we go out to Uwharrie. Currently, I'm curating content for our YouTube page that I just started.
Okay.
So essentially, it merged from paranormal investigation into Bigfoot, Sasquatch, kind of curiosity, just doing research in our area about what's paranormal around here. Found Bigfoot was prominent, and then it just propelled us into being more interested in that than anything. So we've been going out to Uwharrie to do research expeditions. Yeah. So I use my paranormal equipment to investigate Sasquatch, Bigfoot, because I have found that they're linked to all the paranormal type activity that I've been involved in researching and investigating. It's very similar energy. So I just decided to use my dowsing rods to try it out. And I feel they're more interdimensional. So I feel like they're nearby, and I also believe that they're telepathic, potentially communicators. Obviously.
I believe they are.
Yeah. Through the dowsing rods. We try and come in as a friendly presence to not exploit, and I hope that they sense that energy. So far, our communication has strictly been, so they don't seem to like the spirit box. I will say that's a difference in some of the paranormal investigation stuff that I've done.
Right.
Spirit box doesn't seem, like they don't seem to know or want to interact with technology. In fact, they've actually made requests for us to put away our cameras and stuff.
Sense.
Yeah, I feel they're very exploited in some environments, harassed, and I understand the aggression. So there is some trepidation when we go and explore this. But the dowsing rods give us the opportunity to communicate without them feeling compromised. And I feel like it's effective. So far, it's only been primarily in the younger male presence that has any desire to communicate with us in that regard. So I'll sit, I'll do like a little meditation. We've had rock claps in response, like tree knocks and that kind of thing, and we've actually responded. We have not had any vocalization, simply communication through the dowsing rods. Most of the time it is like curious, positive, but also not going to show ourselves. And sometimes once we had it where it was like they were not wanting to cause us trauma, they understand that that can happen. So there was like a withholding in that regard. Then there was also, this last time we went, it was more so that they were nervous for their own safety to show themselves to us or to go any further than the kind of communication we were doing. Yesterday we did not have like knocking or like the clapping or the rocks clacking together. So like that's about the long and the short of it.
Where do you get? I've spent a lot of time around Yates Place.
Yeah.
You know where that is?
I do.
And West Morris.
Yes.
I have had so much happen. Now we go a lot.
Yeah.
And we have other places we go. We try not to wear them out. But they have, there seems to be more paranormal at Yates.
Okay.
I'll tell you what we've had at
Yeah.
Yates. The very first time I went out there at night, we had a big one and a little one come through. Some other guys were here, we were there.
Okay.
And I saw them on the thermal.
Okay.
The guy was with me had a thermal. And we found like they're like fresh footprints where the grass is springing back up. And they were just, I find them to be mostly curious.
Right.
You know, we're not after anything.
Right.
We go and sit. That's my whole thing. I go,
Right.
I might walk around in the daytime, but then I'll just sit at night, sit quietly. And sometimes maybe they're around and they'll let you know. Most of the time they don't, and but we've had so much strange things. Sometimes it seems like things move,
Okay.
like you're disoriented.
Oh yeah.
Like the camp, not like you
Interesting.
see it move, but just like I thought that was,
Yeah.
you know, how I'm turned in the camp.
That seems consistent to when there's like a hot spot, right? Like there's that disorienting.
Yeah,
Because Winston-Salem has some of that as well, and they have a Bigfoot history. I feel like That
I don't know
interdimensional
what that
thing.
is, but,
Yeah.
and my wife and I both experienced that,
Interesting.
and not really threatening.
Right. And like if they wanted to harm you, they would have no problem doing
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've seen them
Yeah.
during the daytime.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, I want to do more daytime. I'm like, obviously you're at a disadvantage at night because you can't see in the dark. So obviously, I'm like, I strongly feel their presence. I strongly feel presence during the day, and I'm like, please tell me you can see them during the day because I don't want to come out here at night and do this.
I've seen them several times.
Okay, that's good to know.
The guy with the glasses over
Yeah.
there, he and I started about 13 years ago.
Okay.
And this is insane. We would go every Friday night. At least 40 weekends a year.
Okay.
And we go, and we just go sit all night.
Okay.
And just look and listen and record with audio
Right.
and stuff. And we've had, over the years, most of the time nothing happened.
Okay.
But over the years, we've had a lot of, one night we saw 4 of them
Oh wow.
at South Mountain.
Okay.
Walk out into the edge of the field. It wasn't dark yet.
Right.
And I don't know what this is. I'll just tell you what we saw.
Right.
It's like their eyes would light up.
That's so common. Yeah.
They generate their own light because
What
they're
color were they?
green.
Okay.
So I've heard different colors.
I've seen orange.
Yeah.
I've seen green, and I've seen like white.
Okay. Yeah,
So do
some
you-
other guy, one of the, I don't know, some other or YouTube interviewed some guy who had an encounter and they were blue eyes.
Yeah, blue.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this is, but there's one place at South Mountain Game Lands.
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge field. We like to go sit in the middle of that field. It's beautiful. You can see the sky and the Milky Way, and it's a lot of fun. But one summer, almost every time we went, we saw these white orbs,
Okay. Yeah.
like in the field.
Right.
They weren't like up. They were
yeah,
like in
in.
the field. But I haven't seen it since. Right at Yates, Chris, guy right there, we had a couple rocks tossed at us.
Okay.
It's like they come in and they go, they don't, you know what I mean? Like
Oh,
they were,
interesting.
Like they were
Yeah.
just tossed,
Yeah.
not whizzed.
Right.
And had that happen a lot over the years.
That's so funny.
And we were sitting there looking, just waiting to see if anything else would happen. And I didn't see it because I was turning the other way. Chris saw a blue orb go back behind me about, I don't know, 15 feet away, about the size, volleyball size,
Okay.
basketball size. He said it was like a brilliant blue, but it wasn't like giving off a lot of light. It was
Right.
just, you could see it and it was blue and it just floated. And he saw it maybe 3 seconds, 4 seconds. So is that them? Is that
Potentially, maybe.
something else?
Shifting to a different.
Well, so if you think in terms of, remember, so someone who has been, are you familiar with the Monroe Institute?
Yes.
So they do, it was actually Ryan Bledsoe that had this experience, but he it was during one of his meditation sessions, he I guess he was astral projecting at that time, but he saw himself as an orb, and he was like, realized he was like, maybe potentially, if I'm not getting the story incorrect, in someone else's like dimension or like just a different dimension. You're like, oh, this is literally just travelers. Like we see them as travelers. So in terms of like interdimensional travelers, from what I understand, before you're materialized, there's this moment, and they've had this theory with the eye colors too, that it is literally the transference. And here's another factor. Between the point where there's glowing eyes and the materialization, there seems to be either a smell or like there's usually a smell, like a sulfuric or like dead animal. And I've heard of it as like a radiation kind of output. And like it's literally
Phase shifting.
it's a phase shifting, something we're not capable of.
Right.
But from what I understand, when you're astral traveling, that you're seen as an orb. You're seen as a glowing orb. And then if you have the ability to actually step into that physically, there is going to be a disturbance to your, it's like a radiation almost, and like it has a smell to it. Or some other.
I have smelled that smell a couple of
Yeah.
times.
That's just theories that I've heard.
I went out to Yates one time with these guys. I met this guy through a tracking class he had in Georgia, and we talked, and then we got to talking about like the Bigfoot thing, and it's like, oh, well, I have a group, and we're going to be in Uwharrie in a couple months if you want to go. I was like, yeah, I would go. Well, what they were into is remote viewing.
Okay.
And that was kind of a shock to me. I mean, I knew of it,
right,
but I'd never, and it was hypnotic remote viewing. And that kind of blew my mind because we sat down and he hypnotized the guy, and the guy like left his body.
Yeah,
and
gone.
he was telling us the things that he saw.
Yeah.
And what is funny though, that guy had never been there, but I knew where he was because I walked those woods for years. I'm like, I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yes.
And he was like, he was walking by a sign, and here's what he said. I'll just take from this what you will, but this is what he said. He said that night that he saw one of these creatures, like a Bigfoot creature, and he said, going out there, hang with me. He said that she had just been dropped off.
Okay.
And she had like an onyx box with her. Black box.
Okay.
But he said onyx. I'll never forget that. But he didn't go into detail. He was talking about she was scared. And the guy said, well, where is she in relation to us? And he described a spot a mile away. And I'm like, I know exactly where that is. And they went into, but they had, I know they're for real because they've worked with like the FBI,
right?
They're ex-military.
Yeah.
They worked trying to find killers.
Yeah.
Appalachian Trail killer.
Yeah.
They worked on that case. They found the guy's van, led them to just from.
Yeah.
And that intrigues me. That really intrigues me because I had talked to one of the other guys there, and he had gone, not the Monroe Institute, but somewhere, and gone through classes. I would love to go there.
Yeah.
Chris and I talked about it, but they didn't have anything scheduled for a while. I'm like, I don't know if they're going through something or it's just by interest. You get so many people interested, and then we do it. But that stuff fascinates me because they were saying, like, a lot of people can do that.
Yeah.
Some are naturally better,
right?
But a lot of people can't do it, have the ability to do it. But these guys were fascinating. I was like, I spent 3 days with them.
When you I believe everyone's capable of some method of communication, and it's knowing what yours is and dialing in on that.
Yeah.
I believe that 100%.
A lot of people are not open to that.
No. But that's why we do what we do. Yeah,
you just have to tap in.
Exactly. It's like just think outside of normalcy. That's why we're in the paranormal.
Yeah.
We're in the paranormal because we want people to start expanding their consciousness. Yes.
And we've seen other things in the woods. We've seen, Dwight has a really good picture. I don't think he has it out here. It's like a transparent figure, human figure. It looks like it has a robe on.
Interesting.
And it's like, and we never saw it. He was just taking pictures.
Interesting.
He just gets a feeling and starts taking pictures. And we've caught stuff. It's like, we caught one thing, broad daylight. Didn't see it at the time. The best way I can describe it is, it looked like Darth Vader. It looked like it was this dark. It almost looked like it had a helmet or something on, maybe not. And then it looked like it had robes on. And we went back and recreated it and lined it up. And so Dwight is 5'9", 5'10". This thing, I mean, we lined up the limbs and the distance and everything. You know, it had to be off of the ground. It had to be like 8 feet or so. But it almost looked like it had something behind it, like this long black looking something. Like,
interesting.
I don't know what it was.
Where was that at?
That was in Uwharrie.
Okay.
Do you know where if you leave West Morris and you go up the hill, have y'all been out that way?
Like further out, like is it a fear road?
Yes.
No.
It's West Morris Campground.
Okay.
And then you follow the trail.
Duari Trail. Oh,
And you
okay.
follow it up, and it splits. You go to the left. It's not that far, about a mile and a half.
Okay.
And it goes down to this creek. This whole creek runs through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's where, just off the trail is where we caught that. So is that something coming in or out?
Right.
Or is that something totally different?
I mean, I'm definitely in our backwoods because it has kind of a heavy feeling every once in a while back there. I've definitely had elementals come through that are not what I would call human friendly. They're there for the forest. They describe themselves as something like a Bigfoot energetically, and I don't spend much time in our backwoods area. It just has like a protective of itself feeling. You know, like woods can get very protective of themselves when they're surrounded by urban situations. They're like a refuge, and they don't feel appreciated. So this had that feeling. And like my daughter and I sat out there using the dowsing rods to communicate. I also used a pendulum. It communicated very well with pendulum. They could see us. We cannot see them. That's intentional. They could show themselves to us if they wanted. They're tall. They're not a Bigfoot or Sasquatch, but they're something similar. They're not safe to us, but they're also not a danger. It's all dependent on what your intentions are and how you're using the space. Completely neutral. Their morality is just different from ours. It's for different reasons. They belong to the earth. They're not for humanity. They're for the earth. So you respect it. Yeah, it's like faithful. Faithful. But they said that we would be very afraid if we saw them for real. That was very clear. And that's one of the reasons why they don't show themselves, is because they know it's not safe for us.
We have a picture of one, and we had seen this before. It looked like, I'm not scared because I know they're there.
Yeah.
I know they're not.
They've always been
probably
there.
pretty.
Yeah, you're still alive. They've always been there. You're good.
I'm not gonna. I've never run.
Right.
You know what I mean?
North Carolina, how y'all doing?
Had a real wide nose.
Okay.
Its mouth was like out of place, but really wide.
Okay.
We're gonna try this one more time.
But
See, I haven't had that interaction from anything that wasn't something that identified itself as a Bigfoot or Sasquatch.
right.
I haven't had that from any like Fae type things. They actually are like, you feel a presence or like a temperature change, but they're not interested in you knowing that they're there. That's been my experience with it.
I think at night they feel better. They'll come closer.
That makes sense.
Because and we can't see, you know.
Yeah.
And we've had
They have
things.
the upper hand.
Yeah, and we've had them at West Morris. We've had them. They'll sneak in on you. They'll
That's
get
believable.
as close as they can to
Yeah.
you, but it's playful. It's not. One night I jumped up to get some firewood out of our little trailer we pulled out there, and I had like a little DeWalt flashlight, the vertical one, and I jumped up and I turned the light on, and it stood up from the other side of the trailer. I screamed like a little girl. It made like a grunt, and I have never seen anything move so fast in my life. It was just up and a blur. And I'll say, I'm not going to hurt you. You can come over here and sit down if you like.
Yeah, I know.
And I tell them that all the time. It's like, I know you're over there.
Yeah.
Come as close as you like.
Right.
We're not going to hurt
Sorry,
you.
I reacted the way I did.
Yeah, but that scared me. That did scare me.
Definitely. And honestly, on that note, I have to always keep this in mind when I'm doing this. The people who have believed in this the most and known about it and have complete evidence has been our government and like subgroups in the government. They have not done nice things with it within their knowledge of it. And so how could it not be a little harassed? And also what we've done
That's
to
what
the places we live in. Like,
That's what I tell everybody. I said, look, think
how
about
could it not
this.
be aggressive?
Just in the last few hundred years, they've been here. They've seen us kill each other, the Indians,
Right.
the buffalo, the whatever. I wouldn't want to mess with that either.
Yeah, and we don't have the common sense to even talk to them and be like the natives knew that they were here, like indigenous knew they were here and respected them, consulted, they knew where to walk and where not to walk. Like, stay away from West Virginia. Like, things like that. And we have no consideration because we're not tuned in. And I say we, like, culturally, we have not been tuned in to have any respect or regard for this.
Right.
No wonder there's an aggression, hostility at times.
Yeah, and they, just like we get feelings, they know too.
Yeah.
What's your intention? Like you said, intentions is the whole thing.
Everything, yeah.
We're out here chilling, and I think I know you're here.
Right.
You can show yourself if you want, but you know we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And,
Well, still, their morality is different from ours, and what we might consider innocent, like sharing it on YouTube, could be a very offensive thing to them. Which is why dowsing rods are very convenient, because they can tell you things like, "I'm not comfortable with any of the electronics you have. Put them away, and we can have better communication." And that's one of the reasons why I think that it's good to have a communication method and finding out
and
what
we've
works.
done that both ways. We've done it without, like we'll have audio recorder or something going, and we've got stuff.
Yeah.
What I think, and I don't know how all this I'm just trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
We call it what sound like Indian language or Spanish words.
Yeah.
There's a guy in Georgia, that's all he does is audio. He doesn't take any cameras or anything. He goes by himself. And he has some incredible stuff. Like of them talking in the distance.
Interesting.
And it's a lot of like Indian, Hispanic, Native American.
Well, that would totally track. Yeah.
And it's like crazy.
Interesting. Well, I mean, yeah, if you hear things, because some people are more auditory, visual, like there's so many different ways of like seeing the phenomenon. But yeah, like in our house with paranormal stuff, I hear a lot of conversation and whispering and things like that. So, I mean, I think it's just all in that category.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to me.
We recorded what I think is a conversation in Virginia, and it sounded just like. Have you ever heard the Sierra sounds?
I don't think so. What's that?
Gotta look that up.
Okay. Sierra
Ron Moorhead.
sounds? Okay.
The
Oh,
Sierra
I know the
sounds.
name, yeah.
Yeah. Back in the 70s.
Okay.
They took it way
Oh,
out.
the campers?
Yeah, they went to a hunt camp.
Yeah.
And they took
Uh-huh.
a recorder
I forgot
and
about
recorded
that.
them.
Yes.
We caught that in
Yeah.
Southwest Virginia.
Okay.
This guy's got a house way out in the middle of it, like 150 acres. That backs up to 5,000 acres.
Wow.
And they walk around his house. Like,
Interesting.
we've caught glimpses of them. We find footprints, and it's like, you better be careful when you walk around the corner of the house. I mean, and we got that. We had left to go get breakfast, and I left the audio recorder on. And they were like, it sounded like two, because they had two different tones, and they were just gibberish. But it sounds like they're communicating
language.
some kind of way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
I find all that fascinating.
That is really cool.
I just want to learn as much as I can.
Yeah. Well, always with this, my recommendation to anyone is find a communication method to the paranormal world. If you explore that for yourself, it opens up so many possibilities. Because, and I'm glad I started in that category first, it definitely makes it less, like I have a tool, I have something that's only me, it's not electronic or that based, where I feel a little more comfortable. Like we walked through a particular zone and I was like, this is not a friendly place, but like getting to a place where I can actually have a conversation makes me feel a little more secure about the situation, also gives me guidance as to where I need to go back to, where I should not go back to, where I'm likely to see something that actually wants to be seen. That, I think, is a really big asset. And everyone has an ability, you just have to find what it is. Yeah.
That's just, I agree.
Awesome.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I won't take your whole day.
Yeah.